Welcome, everyone. My name is Tim Daniels, and we welcome you to this moment with the Master. There's nothing more blessed than spending moments with God and with His Son Jesus. And the best way to do it is through His Word. You know, my father was a jack of all trades. Of course, he was a preacher and he was the founding minister of this church, Trinity Garden Church of Christ. But he could do anything. He was a plumber. He would do some electrical work. Of course, he had another full-time job working with one of our oil and gas companies. But he could do a lot of things. And one of the things he did is he was a carpenter. And in fact, the house that I grew up in started as a two-room house. And by the time I graduated from high school, we had an additional about 4 rooms. And my father, with the help of other men in the community, he built those other rooms. Well, you know, in Mark chapter 6, the Bible says that Jesus, in verse 3, Jesus was a carpenter. And growing up, that's how he made his money. And people would come to Jesus and said, Mr. Jesus, can you fix my toy? Can you repair my table? Can you rebuild the room of my house? Can you fix what's broken? He was a carpenter. I remember one occasion my father was working on my grandparents' house, and he was putting some siding on there, and he told me to go out into the yard and get a particular piece of wood that he was going to use on the house. I went out there, and all I saw was this one piece of wood, and I didn't get it, and I came back, and I told my father, I was about 10 years old. I said, well, Daddy, it's rotten. He said, it may be rotten in some places, but I'll cut off the rotten places. I said, well, Daddy, it has nails in it. He said, well, I'll pull the nails off. I said, Daddy, it is this color. The color, you look at it, it doesn't look right. He said, I'll paint over it. And you know, that's how Jesus is. Because my daddy, no matter what I said, he said, you bring it to me, and I'll take care of it and use it on the house. And you know, that's what Jesus said. And sometimes when people look at us and we look at ourselves and we say, God can't use me. I got some rotten places, some broken places in my life. And Jesus said, bring it to me. Jesus, I've been stepped on. I've been walked on. I've been out there. I've done some things. Jesus said, come to me. Say, Jesus, but I've been wounded and I've got some places with some deep wounds in it. And Jesus says, bring yourself to me. Listen, Jesus is the carpenter. And no matter where you've been, what you've been through, no matter what your hurts are, no matter what your mistakes are, he can use you to build his house and his kingdom. Let God use you. Moments with the Master. Thank you very much.